So if you've seen the news today, you'll see that Charlie Sheen has gone a little bit crazy today. He's going off ranting about his bosses and about everybody. And he's just entered into the spotlight in a major way to be denounced as a crazy person. And this is all because he got involved with Alex Jones and the conspiracy type stuff and probably New Age type stuff, from judging from some of the things he said, like, oh, you can't use terrestrial terms to describe these goddesses that he's like been sleeping with. In other words, these like young porn stars that he's been buying cars and sleeping with. Charlie Sheen has been going on Alex Jones for a while. He's been getting deep into the conspiracy stuff. And it seems like he wants to half unplug from the Matrix, while the other half of himself seems to be enjoying the Matrix just fine. You know, what are you talking about, Charlie Sheen? You enjoy buying those big fancy cars. You enjoy your fucking addiction to sex and greed, and you enjoy your money, you enjoy your fame. You enjoy all that corrupt fucking Matrix shit. So don't give me your shit about how you're so tough and you're a bayonets man and all this stuff. You're full of shit, Charlie Sheen. You're just another friggin' washed out, rejected ex-Hollywood somebody. You don't even like mean anything anymore. You know, you're not young and hip. You're a throwback to the friggin' 80s. And, you know, my mom and my parents and like my parents' generation, they might think that you're cool and hip and stuff, but you're not kidding anybody, buddy. So, you know, this is what happens when you try to unplug half of yourself from the Matrix, but you leave the other half plugged in. He claims that he's not addicted to coke and drugs and intoxicated all the time, but that's, I find, highly doubtful. You know, he says that he wrote some kind of like letter to Obama about 9/11 or something. You know, this dude is like completely unhinged. He thinks that somehow just because he's Charlie Sheen that people like have to listen to him and that he can like somehow like save the world. But he's not saving anybody. He can't even save himself. So unless you can save yourself, Charlie Sheen, don't worry about saving the world, buddy. Let's take a look at this interview from the Alex Jones show, where Charlie Sheen is talking about his recent developments in his life.
This is PBR Street Gang. Do you copy? Over.
PBR Street Gang, this is Almighty, I copy, over.
Well, Charlie Sheen, you haven't been back with us since about a year and a few months ago with your message to President Obama, your 20 minutes with the president that we just re-aired before you joined us. It's great to have you, Charlie. What's your take?
It's still topical. It's a timeless message. It's a timeless message. It's still right there in the fold.
Well, it certainly is. What's your message to President Obama refusing to answer the bullet points that you put down in that key document of the questions surrounding the tragic attacks of 9/11?
Well, I would say to B.O., like how much faith can I possibly have in you to run this entire country when 20 questions from a high school dropout sitcom actor appear to be too much to handle for you and your staff? It's like you've had almost 2 years to deal with this. I wrote them in 1 hour, and it's like, you know, sorry, but you, sir, are obviously a coward in a cheap suit. And the bottom line, Alex, is I'm still here. His schedule is public knowledge. It's rocket science. This is not. Quit hiding. It's embarrassing, dude. Next subject.
Well, just briefly getting back to Obama for a moment, we did a lot of research for those 20 questions. Things like, Mr. President, 6 of the 10 commissioners and most of the lawyers on the 9/11 Commission say that the official story is a lie. Please respond to this. Or, why did Building 7 fall at free fall speed? Please respond to this. But they don't want to respond to it.
Yeah, well, I think I think somebody is running at him right now with a tape recording of what I just spoke and said they're on to us, man. He's back. We thought he was dead. Nice try, fellas. Anyway, enough of that. They know the score on that. Let's get to more contemporary stuff, because just what's going on, and people are so mystified by this odyssey that refuses to stop calling itself Charlie Sheen.
Absolutely, Charlie. It was good to see you a few weeks ago at your home. You are
Likewise.
You are looking great, and you're completely clean, aren't you?
100%. Here's your first pee test. Next one goes in your mouth. No, you won't get high. It's all good. It's all good, guys. Quit panicking. Quit panicking. No panic, no judgment.
And you're working out even a couple times a day sometimes.
Well, yeah, but there's only one time in the gym, if you catch my drift, Alex. Whatever. We're not live, are we?
No, we're live. Charlie, speaking of that, the media, you don't want to go there. You don't want to ever defend yourself, but you've told me privately most of the stuff, most of the names, it's not true. But what is going on with the women in your life? The goddesses,
Alex, the goddesses. Let me just say this about the goddesses. I don't believe the term is good enough. But when you're bound by these terrestrial descriptions, you must use the best choice available, right?
Yes.
So if you think about it, dude, it's like I'm 0 for 3 with marriage, with nary an excuse, but like in baseball, the scoreboard doesn't lie, never has. So what we all have is a marriage of the hearts. And to sully, to contaminate, or radically disrespect this union with a shameful contract is something I will, leave to the amateurs and the Bible grippers. The Bible grippers. And then I just got to add this. There was a whole firestorm yesterday about Brooke being, a part of our crew. And this, let me just say this. This is all I'm going to say about it is that where there were 4, there are now 3. Bye-bye, Brooke. And good luck in your travels. You're going to need it badly.
So Brooke did go along with you, but she's not there now.
No, she's not there now, and we are, and I don't know, winning. Anyone? Rhymes with winning. Anyone? Yeah, that would be us. Sorry, man. Didn't make the rules. Oops.
Well, Charlie, I've known you for 6.5 years or so, and I knew you when you were completely clean, and then I've known you since. But the point is now, I've never seen you when I was out at your house and talked to you on the phone so energized as you are now. I mean, you're on fire, as Nails told the news yesterday. I mean, I agree with that description.
Well, I think it was Nails that said, and I was really, really flattered because he got it right, that I'm not, he might be Nails, but I'm freaking bayonets, I am battle-tested bayonets, bro, and I'm tired. I am so tired of pretending like my life isn't perfect and bitching and just winning every second, and I'm not perfect and bitching and just delivering the goods at every freaking turn because look what I'm dealing with, man. I'm dealing with fools and trolls, I'm dealing with soft targets, and it's just... it's just strafing runs in my underwear before my first cup of coffee because I don't have time for these clowns. I don't have time for their judgment and their stupidity. And, they lay down with their ugly wives in front of their ugly children and just look at their loser lives. And then they look at me and they say, I can't process it. Well, no, and you never will. Stop trying. Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Wow, I am speechless. Later we're going to get into Apocalypse Now, but what comes to mind is when we were there a few weeks ago watching it in your home theater, when Colonel Kurtz is saying you can kill me, but you can't.
Right to kill me, but you do not have the right to judge me. Boom. That's the whole movie. That's life. That's life. There's nobility in that. There's focus. It's genuine. It's crystalline. It's pure, and it's available to everybody. You just shut your traps and put down your McDonald's, your vaccines, your Us Weekly, your TMZ, and the rest of it, and focus on something that matters. But you can't focus on things that matter if all you've been is asleep for 40 years. Funny how sleep rhymes with sheep. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
No, Charlie.
Is it topic? Because we don't care anymore, Alex. We don't care.
Is it fair to
talk about this work thing, bro? Let's get to the work business because there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. Imagine that with the media.
Well, sure. Let's go over that because when I was there 2 weeks ago at your house, you looked great, totally clean. You were working out super hard. I went and worked out with you at that private gym. I mean, they put you through an incredible workout. You're there exercising in the pool later, and you're saying, look, I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to go right now. And then they add the lie that, oh, you don't have a hernia. Well, you know what? I've seen your hernia. I've got the same hernia in my belly button, and your hernia was hurt. But again, you don't want to defend yourself on that and tell folks the truth about it. But the point is that it seems like there's some people in your life that are trying to demonize you. They're doing these vanity cards, talking about how they're going to outlive you. It seems pretty darn aggressive.
Yeah, I didn't care about that vanity card. In fact, I went straight on with that one and just dispelled that. And that was actually, one of the few compliments that clown has paid me in freaking almost a decade. But I'm excited to get back to work, and not to completely discount what you just talked about. It's just if I bring up these turds, these little homunculus losers, there's no reason to then bring them back into the fold, because I have real fame. They have nothing. They have zero. They have that night, and I will forget about them as the last image of them exits my beautiful home, and they will get out there and they will sell me, and then they will lose the rest of their lives as they think about me and my life the rest of their life. So it's just again, bring me a challenge, somebody. Bring me a freaking challenge, because, it just ain't there. Winning.
But you're ready to go back to work right now.
Well, yeah, but Alex, I got to tell you, man, I'm tired of being told, like, oh, you can't talk about that, you can't talk about that. Bull, S-H-I-T. Let me just say this, that it's nothing this side of deplorable that a certain Chaim Levine, yeah, that's Chuck's real name, mistook this rock star for his own selfish exit strategy, bro. Check it, Alex. I embarrassed him in front of his children and the world by healing at a pace that his unevolved mind cannot process. Okay, last I checked, Chaim, I've spent, I think, close to the last decade, I don't know, effortlessly and magically converting your tin cans into pure gold. And the gratitude I get is this charlatan chose not to do his job, which is to write. Clearly someone who believes he is above the law. Well, you've been warned, dude. Bring it.
Charlie, everybody that I know that knows you, and I know you well, talks about how behind the scenes you give incredible amounts of money to charity, you help people, you give things to everybody, you go out and help firemen and school children. I mean, you but genuinely are a nice guy, but you've always just let people attack you and lie about you. And in the years I've known you, and in the years people that have known you for decades, they say Charlie is on fire. And after he came out of what he's been in the last 7 months, he is not putting up with people trying to push him around anymore. Is that fair to say?
It's an understatement. I'm sorry, man. I got magic and I got poetry at my fingertips, and I'm most of the time, and this includes naps. I'm an F-18, bro, and I will destroy you in the air, and I will deploy my ordnance to the ground.
Are you going to announce your new tattoo here on air?
Yeah, why not? Because it's just pure and complete gnarlyisms. Yeah, I sat with two, coincidence, F-18 Top Gun radical fire napalm dropping pilots in my movie theater watching the attack sequence, the chopper attack sequence on the beachhead to go surfing because they wanted to, and those people were in their way. And I was getting a tattoo during the death from above, and it's the banner from the death card that Kilgore is throwing on his victims. But there's also falling from it is the apple from the giving tree. There's my life. Deal with it. Oh wait, can't process it. Losers winning. Bye-bye.
When are we going to see this tattoo?
Well, if my man Steve is listening, I'm sure it'll be headed to you in just a matter of moments.
Well, that's awesome, Charlie. I know you've got some surprises coming up in the next few weeks, but we'll let you roll those surprises out. Moving on along here, Major League 3, your other two were giant hits, and I knew the inside baseball of some of the planning for that. You told me about it a while back, but now it looks like it's really starting to come together. Tell us about when we're going to be looking for Major League 3 and who's going to be in it.
Major League 3, I don't know. I haven't read it. I don't care. It's being directed and written by a genius named David Ward, who, won the Academy Award at 23 for writing The Sting. And it was his pen and his vision that created the classic that we know today as Major League. In fact, a lot of people think the movie's called Wild Thing, as they should. But whatever, I agreed to do it. There's one deal point that Jim Robinson, a wonderful man, and Morgan Creek, a great company, need to work out. If they want me in it, it's a smash. If they don't, it's a turd that opens on a tugboat.
Oh, boy, I tell you, because the word in the news is, all over the L.A. Times, New York Times, is that it's a done deal. You're in it, and it's coming.
Wow. Well, they didn't I didn't get that text yet, you know?
Well, as we know, the mainstream media gets a lot of things wrong, Charlie. A side issue.
No way. Those guys, damn.
Why did you decide to, basically unleash yourself here on this broadcast?
Because I'm just, I don't know, why give an interview when you can leave a warning, you know? That it's just not, I'm not fair game. I'm not a soft target. It's over. There's a new sheriff in town. And he has an army of assassins. Oh, we must speak of the Vatican assassins, yes. I don't read anything after it comes out because I will not waste my precious time on such ridiculous nonsense. But I understand, according to you, that there was a lot of curiosity about the Vatican assassin. And I'm like, guys, it's right there in the thing. Duh, we work for the Pope. We murder people. We're Vatican assassins. How complicated can it be?
Oh, my gosh.
What they're not ready for is guys like you and I, and Nails, and all the other gnarlingtons in my life, that we are high priests, Vatican assassin warlocks. Boom, print that, people. Let's see where that goes.
Oh, man, I tell you, Charlie, you, and of course, we can tell the inside baseball. It's kind of a sick joke for me. One of my sickest forms of entertainment is people that make stuff up about me, just the pure baloney. And one time I was at your house and I was showing him stuff where they're claiming that we work for the Pope and stuff, and me and Charlie are Vatican assassins. So that's kind of the roots of that for the media. And Charlie called the great San Francisco Giants closer when he was visiting his house.
Brian Wilson.
Yeah,
Brian
Wilson. Hey, what was the full quote? You called him, just awesome Vatican assassin.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because he's nothing shy of that, and it is his job to go out there and embarrass people, embarrass them, not just beat them, but embarrass them in the process. And he's as radical as you think he might be.
Now,
and if he chooses to do so, he will stop your heart, and he will behead you.
And all in service to the Pope.
Absolutely. That's what we do. That's what we do.
All right, getting into Apocalypse Now, that's one of the things. It's probably my favorite movie. I know it's yours. Of course, your dad stars in it. You were there for months during the production of it. Put a big mark on your soul. Apocalypse Now, my friend.
I mean, there's not much you can say other than genius represents life. Apocalypse will teach you how to live inside of a moment between a moment, and that's where life is. Because I'm not just Captain Willard. I'm not just my dad, and I'm heading up the river to kill another part of me, which is Kurt's. I am every character in between, save for that little weirdo with his guts strapped in, begging for water. That's not me. But there are parts of me that are Dennis Hopper, because my motto now is you either love or you hate, and you must do so violently. And the reason you must hate violently is because, and you have to hate everybody that's not in your family, because they're there to destroy your family, and they will come at you in all forms and shapes. And therefore, there's nothing in the middle. I don't live in the middle anymore. That's where you get slaughtered. That's where you get embarrassed in front of the prom queen. And it's just not an option. So, within that is tremendous focus and tremendous clarity and tremendous peace, because you have absolute and total resolve about your decisions. If you love with violence and you hate with violence, there's nothing that can be questioned. And people say, oh, you're going to work through your resentments. Yeah, no, I'm going to hang on to them, and they're going to fuel my attack. And they're going to fuel the battle cry of my deadly and dangerous secret and silent soldiers, because they're all around you. Anyway, thought you were just messing with one dude. Sorry. Winning.
Well, Charlie, I mean, I tell you, it is amazing. And I just appreciate you coming on today so folks can really hear the energized, unleashed Charlie Sheen. You wanted to talk about AA because, when I was at your house, I said, man, great job being completely sober, and, how important it was.
But I can't use the word sober because that's a term from those people, and I have cleansed myself. I closed my eyes, and it's a nanosecond I cured myself from this ridiculous model of disease and addiction and obsession. It's just the work of sissies. The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning. This bootleg cult. arrogantly referred to as Alcoholics Anonymous, Alex, supports a 5% success rate. My success rate is 100%. Do the math. Take, for instance, its founder, a desperate and, broken down plagiarist, stayed high on acid until the day he died. I can't seem to find that chapter in his silly book of lies. And then, Alex, try to get your mind around this as a fellow warrior deep in the trenches. Their entire manifesto is built upon complete and total surrender, or the concept of complete and total surrender. They urge you to put down your sword and come join the winners. In 22 years, the only winners I could locate in their toothless warren were either driving a convertible van or living like trolls under some abandoned bridge. Another one of their stupid mottos, Alex, is don't be special, be one of us. Newsflash, I am special, and I will never be one of you. There it is.
You sound like Thomas Jefferson.
Well, I'm not Thomas Jefferson. He was a pussy. No, but I dare anyone to debate me on things. Debate me on AA right now. I have a disease? Bullshit. I cured it with my brain, with my mind. I'm cured. I'm done. Well, we all have to sit in here and touch ourselves and frown. Well, you don't look like you're having a lot of fun. I'm going to hang out with these two smoking hotties and fly privately around the world. It might be lonely up here, but I sure like the view, Alex.
Well, it happens when you become the top of your game. It's a double meaning. It is lonely at the top, and then a lot of people do hate you, come after you, attack you. And I know for years you've just put up with it, but it sounds like you're done.
I'm done. I'm done. It's on. Bring it, as I say. I ain't hiding. And if you're a part of my family, I will love you violently. If you infiltrate and try to hurt my family, I will murder you violently.
In the info war.
In the info war.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The media would certainly try to spin that. You mean?
Of course.
Wow. We're going to come back, Charlie. We only got 2 more points to get to, and then we're going to bring up a mutual friend and another.
Awesome. Another Vatican assassin. This guy's got more notches on his belt than, I don't know who, Black Bart,
So we're going to break here in a moment and let you take a break, but come right back to you, Charlie, for a few minutes, and then we're going to introduce him with you at the same time. Then we'll go on with him alone. But there are a few other points here. Jaws. Let's start talking about Jaws, how great that was. You thought to, a few days ago, go out on the Pacific Ocean in a big yacht while watching Jaws, and you said the horizon matched the television perfectly.
It was incredible. If you haven't done this, I urge you to make plans and do this tonight. What I wanted to do is I wanted to watch Jaws on the ocean in the dark and be afraid. I wanted to embrace the fear and relive the movie. What I didn't count on was it basically turned into Star Tours. It turned into 4D because there were moments during the Indianapolis speech, which is about looking fear right down the barrel, which nobody understands anymore, where their horizon matched ours. We were basically in the Orca listening to the speech. This is me not on drugs, bro. As I said, the first one's free, the next one goes in your mouth. So it was an incredible experience, and I felt, I of course took full credit, but I had no idea that the fourth dimensional aspect of it would occur, and it occurred in such a magical sense that we all just sat there in awe and with our jaws open.
Incredible. Charlie, stay there. Take a break. We'll be right back with you and Nail. Stay with us. Charlie, you've got a note that you wanted to read here on air.
Yeah, yes, I do, and it's from one of my goddesses. It's from the Natty, and it just says, "This is how blessed and perfect my insane life is. My monkey man, my king, my high priest, ninja warlock. I love you violently with the fire of 1,000 suns. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, experience, Jedi mind powers, amazing humor, and unconditional love. I am truly honored to not walk behind nor in front of you, but by your side. N with a capital C."
Now, Charlie, I know that I made the joke that time about the Vatican assassins with you, and you don't care if people run with it and them saying we're warlocks. I understand that's a funny joke to you, but they'll take it serious. Actually, one time I was at your house, you were reading the Citizen Rule Book and talking about our God-given rights. What is your view about heaven and hell and life? Because in person, you're a very loving, good person.
Yeah, I mean, I find heaven in the eyes of my family. That includes all of them. And I find hell in the eyes of everyone who tries to disrupt that love. Period, the end. Can't find that in the Bible, but whatever. It's really kind of boring and long and talking snakes and wow, we give up a whole Sunday for that garbage.
Well,
missing a lot of good sports, people. Lots of good sports.
Well, Charlie, I'm just glad that you are clean. And so you're saying never again, totally committed. This is it.
Right now it is. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I just don't subscribe to any part of the model. So I am my own man. I make a decision that day and inside the moments. And I live with them, good or bad. They're mostly good, though.
Well, Charlie, before we bring Nails up here and talk about, the baseball stuff you guys are doing and working with kids in the community like you did a few weeks ago and, telling kids not to use drugs, what's your bottom line on any other points? Because I know you've told me you're not going to be doing a lot of interviews. For anything else you want to impart to folks out there?
I want to see if Nails can get his beautiful mind around this one because, I look at the game of baseball and I'm reminded of a quote that I wrote. It is a perfect game where its poetic ebb and flow can silence the loudest crying infant in the universe into a smile-draped nap.
That's pretty heavy.
It's not bad. It goes on, but people will just tune out at some point because they're stupid.
Well, let me tell you, the voice messages you've left me that are private, that's some pretty powerful poetry. I mean, you're on fire. I mean, you're not reading poetry aloud in a voice. You are literally spewing pretty powerful poetry, even more powerful than what I've heard here today about Jaws, and that was pretty epic. I mean, Charlie, you're on fire.
Well, I've been, my passion was asleep for a long time, but like I told Dan Patrick, one of my favorite people alive, he's an absolute ninja warrior, Vatican assassin, borderline warlock. They couldn't extinguish my pilot light, and that was a mistake. That was their mistake. So, just dumped some rocket fuel on it, woke up my brain and said, all right, I woke up, I'm 45, I got 5 kids, and I've been pushed, I've been dumped on for too long. And, one of my favorite poets is Eminem, one of the smartest cats alive.
He actually...
People that inspire me, inspire me to stay violent.
He actually put out a 9/11 truth video. I'm sure you're aware of that. Now it's 5 years ago. I mean, he's certainly tuned into reality. You ought to reach out to him, Charlie. You could probably, actually get a hold of him.
I'll reach out to him right now. Let's hook up and just bring fiery death.
And you mean fiery death to lies and propaganda and hypocrisy?
Yeah, but see, look at how they've gotten into your brain, dude. It's like now we have to qualify everything. I don't know, fiery death, man. Let them figure it out.
No, I totally...
If it comes from the sky or from my heart, then it's going to have the same level of destruction.
Charlie Sheen on fire. Charlie Sheen unloosed. You're hearing the real Charlie Sheen here on air right now. And my phone...
Well, let me ask you this. Who have you ever referred to in the past as a tarot card?
You.
Thank you. I'll take it. I'm worth it.
Well, what I meant by that is you have always been a giant, top of the cream Hollywood star. For many years now, the #1 TV show, most rated, most money. But now, because the media has continued to try to say you're going to be destroyed, now there's this image that you're bulletproof and invincible. And, I'd say don't, tempt the fates. And I pray for you. And I love you and I care about you because I know you're real and you're a loving person. But, I mean, you have become an archetype of almost like Bacchus or something. That's the Roman wine god.
I'm terribly flattered. Keep going. Keep going. Keep talking about me like this. People need to hear this, man.
Man, I tell you, Charlie, I was always amazed by your knowledge of history and interesting things, but you were so tightly wound and focused and quiet all the times I hung out with you, and then you kind of went into this wild period, and you've just come out of it. I was shackled and oppressed by the deplorable, as I said, cult of AA for 22 years. So, kind of feeling like it's time to stretch away from all those clowns. Let me bring up one more point on that subject. Yeah. You talk about it being a cult. I don't know enough about AA, never been to a meeting, but I have read their book. And I've talked to a
years.
And I've talked to a lot of people that have been involved, and they do describe it as a cult, saying be part of the group, don't be an individual. And that's why I mentioned Thomas Jefferson. He was the opposite of that. And so it does have some of those hallmarks. But, also you've, I mean, are you saying basically it's something kind of like Scientology but different?
I don't know enough about what I call the Church of the Martian Idiot to really to comment on it. I mean, what they profess to believe in is, I don't know. I always thought it was like a really complicated, long joke with no good punchline. But yeah, no, I just 22 years around those oppressive clowns and losers. I just finally extracted myself from their troll hole and started living my life the way I want to live it. Because hey, it does not teach you how to live your life the way you want to live it. It's vintage, it's outdated, it's stupid, and it's worshipped by stupid people. And it is their fault, goddammit. It's like, oh, you can't blame people for being dumb. It's like they're as dumb as what they've been taught. No, bullshit. Sorry, step up and change it. Change it right now. Look your father in the eye and say, you're wrong. I'm different. I'm better. Watch me bury you.
And, Charlie, you will be back at work Tuesday.
I'll be early. I don't sleep. I wait.
I know you don't sleep. Sometimes I get text from you, at 3 a.m. Your time. You are certainly on fire, my friend. Well, I think you have basically taken over the news cycle for the next week here on this broadcast.
Great. Let's talk about something exciting. Me. Not all this other boring garbage crap,
Man, Charlie. But I mean, you're describing this. You're saying you've come out of a cult after 20 years, and that's why you're on fire.
They suffocated my soul. They hijacked my brain. They brainwashed my friends and my family. Now I hate them violently, and I will use every soldier in my army to defend myself against them, because they will come at me. They will come at me with all of their doctors and their talking heads and all their other frickin' loser clowns. And shame on these outlets that give these people the time to speak about me. How dare they speak of me? We've never met. How dare they? That's another thing. One of my other credos. Everybody has a black belt and carries a gun. I don't mess with people. I don't get up in people's grills and tell them, I must now impose my silly will on you. But dude, we just met, and all I did was ask you for a cigarette. I'm like, yes, but, and dude, everything after but is just dial tone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but believe me, Charlie, I am really hearing you today. Basically, you're telling the world, I'm an individual. I control my own destiny. Stop speaking for me. I mean, look, I get calls probably every week for 6 years from The Hollywood Reporter, ABC News. My phone's over here ringing off the hook with national media. And I called you this morning and said, I'm getting TMZ and other people calling me. I said, I don't want to comment. I just want to let you speak for yourself. You said, absolutely, absolutely. See, I mean, I don't run around. The one time I went on TV to talk about, when you first went public for 9/11 Truth, I called you and said, do you even want me to do this? I don't want to speak for you. Why don't you go on? You said, no, do it. But then all these other people you let into your life, and they just give out all your personal information on and on and on. And it's wrong.
Yeah, but they think it's personal. They think it's information. It's nothing. It's a smokescreen, dude. Come on. They don't know me. They never will. They don't deserve to. I'm rolling out magic, bro, and I must save it for my family.
Well, Charlie Sheen, Indomitable, just off the charts interview here. Let's bring up your friend, somebody who is defeated J.P. Morgan. Of course, everybody knows Lenny Dykstra. And, of course, he won the World Series championship in '86 with the Mets. I'm not going to go over his whole record, but he's one of the greats. Hit 400 in August. I mean, Charlie, you introduce him. Nails is here. Tell us about Nails.
He's hardcore, and it's with a capital C. There's a movie called Hardcore with George C. Scott. So you can be hardcore and just be George Scott. You can be hardcore, and then, you get a lowercase c. My man is an uppercase George C. Scott. Hardcore.
Here he is. Nails, you've been sitting here for 20 minutes on hold. What do you think of what Charlie is saying?
Actually, I don't want him to stop. I mean, and Charlie knows me. I don't really tell him what he wants to hear. I just tell him the truth.
Which is why we love each other unconditionally and with violence. And you're one of the best dudes alive, bro.
No, you are. I mean, look, the thing about me is a lot of people don't like me because I tell the truth. And right now Charlie is when I say en fuego, the guy's on point. I mean, and when I say on point, I mean it's almost like he's on a mission. Anybody in his way, they're going to get mowed down, and if they don't like it, that's just the way it is. And
well, do you remember that bald fool, Lenny, that came in with his therapy and his voodoo, and he tried to judge me? He said I was too excited. The only thing I got excited about was catching the last drop of blood just before his beheaded, silly dome made contact with my beautiful wooden floor in my home in front of my children.
I tell you, plus the way the man uses the English language is see, the thing about you, Charlie, is people do not realize how brilliant you are. And by the way,
oh, you're too kind, but you speak the truth.
I'm not a guy that gets on his knees, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
I got you, bro. Neither am I. I think you know what I mean.
But what I'm saying is, I like to be around people I can learn something from. Okay, and if I can't learn something every day, then it's kind of a lost day. With
very
Charlie,
well said, my man. Very well said, Len. Very well said.
But I'll tell you what's better said.
What a couple of fucking egomaniacs. I'm an F-15? What the fuck is he talking about? He's talking about, like, acting like, oh, I'm not a soft target, guys, okay? I'm not gonna fuck around. New sheriffs in town, blah, 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 blah. What does any of this mean? Does anybody have any idea what any of this stuff means? I have no fucking clue. You're not doing a service to the conspiracy community, Charlie Sheen. You're not doing a service to Alex Jones. You're not doing a service to 9/11 Truth, trust me. You're doing an extreme disservice. Makes me wonder if you really are Vatican assassins, going around there trying to sabotage the movement by acting like a bunch of fucking nuts. Where is this headed? This cannot be headed anywhere good. This guy is extremely unhinged. And I wouldn't be surprised if he went and did something fucking crazy, like, you know, try to blow up a fucking Pentagon or some crazy shit. Wow, Charlie Sheen, are you serious? Where did this all come from? Is this just what happens when someone rots from the inside out when they're in Hollywood and doing all this coke and people telling them that they're so great and hanging out with all these 20-year-old porn stars and having all this money? Do you just start to think that you're literally like some kind of like God incarnate? Charlie, the people who have those things, they're not gods, they're demons. So you think you're so high and mighty and so righteous and so great. Watch out, buddy, because big towers, they fall hard. Big towers come down to crashing down to the ground, and they fall very hard. You know, it's interesting, all this like kind of occult stuff that he's thrown in there too. It makes me think if he's been studying New Age kind of stuff and spirituality, I'm dead sure that he has. And so it seems that he has like some idea of what's going on in the world, but is just like completely rendered like useless due to the extreme corruption of his soul. Like, what do you think that you're gonna do? Are you gonna start a war against the government? What are you could use your position to do so much good by promoting peace and love and harmony, and in that way help to solve the problems of the world. But what are you doing? You're running around talking about you're an F-15 and I'm a bayonet and all this war shit. You know, put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Sheen. Go out and fuck some people up then. Go and mess some shit up. Go and fuck the government up. What are you sitting here talking and acting like a bunch of fucking tools on the TV, on the radio? It's just ridiculous. Here's some comments by celebrities about Charlie Sheen. Actress Zoe Deschanel, I don't know how to pronounce that, Zoe Deschanel, says, "Mystery solved. Now we know who the half a man is in 2.5 Men. Hint, it's not the kid." Ouch. Buzzing. Dennis Leary opened the discussion with saying, "Is it just me, or is Charlie Sheen starting to sound a lot like Muammar Gaddafi?" That's so funny. Let's see. How crazy is that Charlie Sheen rant? E! News Juliana Ranchik says, Have you noticed he loves saying winning? Yeah. And another thing, you know, there's another thing that he keeps saying, I can't stop winning, blah, 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 I'm gold and all this stuff. Wow, dude. You're not gonna go anywhere with that kind of super egos, like ultra ego, fucking. You remind me a lot of the people that I've heard in the conspiracy and New Age, genre or subculture, like someone like Darrow7 from Team Light. You sound just like Darrow7 from Team Light. You guys would get along perfectly. Yeah, man, we're the shit. Yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah, I'm the shit. It's crazy. John Stamos says, contrary to the rumors, I'm not replacing Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men. However, Martin Sheen has asked me to be his son. Ouch. Ouch.